Chapter 3. Three heroes fight against Liu Biyu at Hulao Pass. After receiving Cao Cao's call to arms, the various lords responded one after another by raising their armies to join the alliance. For a time, a total of 17 groups gathered, including Yuan Shao, the governor of Bohai Yuan Shu, the governor of Nanyang Kong Rong, the governor of Beihai Ma Teng, the governor of Ziliang Gongsun Zan, the governor of Beiping Sun Jian, the governor of Changsha, and others. Liu Bei, along with Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, also raised their army and marched to Luoyang with Gongsun Zan. The heroes elected Yuan Shao as the alliance leader, swore an oath in blood, and united to overthrow Dong Zhou. Sun Jian voluntarily requested to serve as the vanguard, and Yuan Shao appointed his younger brother, Yuan Shu, to command the supply and provisions. Sun Jian led his troops and charged towards Sishui Pass, where they ran into Huashang. A general dispatched by Dong Zhou, leading a force of 50,000 soldiers. The two sides engaged in a fierce battle with alternating victories and losses. However, at this critical moment, Sun Jian's army ran out of provisions. Yuan Shu, who was in charge of the supplies, was afraid that Sun Jian would win the battle and claim all the credit, so he deliberately withheld the provisions. This caused unrest among Sun Jian's troops and led to heavy losses. Upon learning of Sun Jian's defeat, Yuan Shao convened a meeting with his subordinates to discuss countermeasures. When they brought up Huashang, who was known for his invincibility in battle, everyone lowered their heads in silence except for the three men standing behind Gongsun Zan, who were sneering. When asked about their behavior, Gongsun Zan introduced Liu Bei and Guan Yu to Yuan Shao. Upon discovering that Liu Bei was a relative of the Han imperial family, Yuan Shao ordered him to sit at the end of the table. Suddenly, a scout came to report that Huashang had come to issue a challenge. A general under Yuan Shu, named Yu Shi, rode out to face him, but was defeated in less than 3 rounds and beheaded by Huashang. Han Fu then ordered his general, Pan Feng, to go out and fight. But he too was defeated and killed by Huashang. Everyone was terrified and panicked. Yuan Shao lamented, "It's a shame that my top generals, Yan Liang and Wen Chou, haven't arrived yet. As long as one of them is here, what do we have to fear from Huashang?" As Yuan Shao was speaking, a voice from below the platform shouted loudly, "I'm willing to go and behead Huashang to present his head to your command post." The speaker was a man of 9 feet tall, with a 2-foot-long beard, phoenix eyes, willow leaf eyebrows, and a face like a ripe date. Yuan Shao asked who the man was, and Gongsun Zan introduced him as Liu Xuan's brother, Guan Yu. Yuan Shao asked about Guan Yu's official position, and Gongsun Zan replied, "He serves as a horse archer under Liu Xuan." Before Yuan Shao could say anything, Yuan Shu shouted, "How dare you insult us lords by sending a mere horse archer to speak for you? Get him out of here." Cao Cao hurriedly intervened and said, "Since he's speaking so boldly, he must have some skills. Why not let him go and try his luck? If he fails, we can still punish him later." Guan Yu replied, "If I fail, please execute me." Cao Cao ordered a cup of hot wine to be poured for Guan Yu before he mounted his horse. Guan Yu said, "Leave the wine for now, I'll be right back." He then strode out of the tent with his big sword in hand and leapt onto his horse. The sound of drums and shouting outside the tent was deafening. Like the sky and earth were splitting apart. Everyone was terrified and wanted to investigate, but then they heard the sound of horse bells ringing. And Guan Yu had already arrived in front of the central command post, throwing Huashang's head to the ground. At that moment, the wine had not even cooled down. Cao Cao was overjoyed at the news, and then Liu Bei stepped back to reveal Zhang Fei, who shouted loudly, "My brother has beheaded Huashang. Why wait to capture Dong Zhou? Let's go to the capital now." Yuan Shu was furious and shouted, "How dare a lowly county magistrate and his subordinates brag like this in front of us nobles? Who are showing humility? Get out of here." Cao Cao said, "We should reward the one who achieved success. Why worry about rank and status?" Yuan Shu replied, "If you only value a county magistrate, then I'll take my leave." Cao Cao was worried that the group would not cooperate, so he had Gongsun Zan take Xuan and Guanzhong back to their camp, and later sent someone to bring them food and drink as a sign of peace. Upon learning of Hua Xiong's death, Dong Zhou immediately ordered Liu Biyu to lead 150,000 troops to guard Hulao Pass. Yuan Shao sent Gongsun Zan and 7 other lords to attack. Liu Biyu himself rode a red rabbit horse, wearing a purple gold crown, and holding a halberd in his hand. He was an imposing sight. All of the opposing generals took turns to challenge him, but they fell off their horses in just a few rounds. Liu Biyu swept through the enemy forces from east to west, as if he was in a place where no one could touch him. On another day, all the lords came out to battle at the same time. Gongsun Zan personally rode out to fight Liu Biyu. After only a few rounds, Gongsun Zan was defeated and fled. Liu Biyu rode his red rabbit horse to catch up and was about to spear Gongsun Zan, when suddenly a figure jumped out, with round bulging eyes, an inverted tiger beard, and a long spear in hand. The figure rode a galloping horse and shouted, "I am Zhang Fei of Yanzhou." Liu Biyu stopped his attack on Gongsun Zan and turned to fight Zhang Fei. Zhang Fei was full of energy and fought Liu Biyu for more than 50 rounds, and neither side emerged as the clear winner. Seeing this, Guan Yu slapped his horse, and wielded his Qinglong Yanyue Dao to join Zhang Fei in attacking Liu Biyu. They fought for more than 30 rounds but still could not defeat him. Liu Bei then drew his double swords and joined the battle to help. The 3 of them surrounded Liu Biyu, fighting fiercely in a whirlwind of blades, leaving the onlookers in awe. In the end, Liu Biyu could not hold his ground any longer. He made a feint with his halberd and broke through the encirclement, fleeing on his horse with his halberd dragging behind him. The 3 brothers chased after him, and the 8 lords and their troops shouted in unison as they pursued. Liu Biyu was defeated and forced to retreat. Upon learning of Liu Bu's defeat, Dong Zhou realized that Yuan Shao's forces were too strong, and decided to abandon Luoyang and move his capital to Chang'an. He ordered his men to massacre thousands of wealthy households in Luoyang, plundering their property. They searched the palace, dug up the tomb of the former emperor, and loaded thousands of carts with gold and silver treasures. Then, he took Emperor Xian of Han and his empresses, and forced the people of Luoyang to accompany him as he fled to Chang'an. Before leaving, Dong Zhou's subordinates set fire to the city, and Luoyang became a ruined city. With Dong Zhou gone, the lords entered Luoyang. Cao Cao suggested to Yuan Shao that they should pursue and kill Dong Zhou, but each lord had their own agenda and remained idle. Cao Cao was furious and led his troops to pursue Dong Zhou himself, but he fell into an ambush on the way and was almost killed. Fortunately, his generals like Cao Hong risked their lives to save him. Cao Cao returned to Luoyang in defeat and disappointed the other lords. He soon left with his troops to join Yangzhou. While putting out fires in the imperial palace in Luoyang, Sun Jian received a report from a soldier that they found a well emitting a colorful radiance. They went to investigate and found a jade seal in the well, which had the words, "Received the mandate from heaven. May longevity and prosperity be preserved," engraved on it. Sun Jian's general Cheng Pu believed that this jade seal was a sign that Sun Jian would accomplish great things. Sun Jian agreed with him and secretly kept the jade seal. The next day, he feigned illness and left to bid farewell to Yuan Shao. Yuan Shao had received a secret report about the jade seal, and he confronted Sun Jian about it. Sun Jian swore an oath and deceived the other lords. Unable to prove anything, Yuan Shao ordered someone to go to Jingzhou and asked Liu Biao to intercept and kill Sun Jian. Sun Jian was ambushed by Liu Biao when passing through Jingzhou, and he suffered a major defeat. However, with the help of several generals who risked their lives to save him, Sun Jian managed to escape back to Jiangdong. After this, Liu Bei also left with Gongsun Zan and returned to Pingyuan County. The other lords gradually dispersed, and the grand campaign against Dong Zhou came to an end without any real accomplishment.